If I could go back and tell myself 3 things as a junior in college, the first thing would be find your tribe. I think a lot of very motivated musicians and entrepreneurs, they tend to be so focused. I'm at fault for this as well. They tend to be so focused on self-improvement and on fashioning their own life into something where they can be the best version of themselves that they can be, that we sometimes forget about the people around us. And I think that the most successful people tend to rise in groups, and sometimes they break out of that group at some point, but you see the Chicago scene, like Makaya McCraven and Junius Paul, and I consider myself a part of that scene as well. We all played together for a long time before anybody noticed us. And you know, if I could have like gone back and told myself one thing, it would be like, be a little more involved and be a little more giving, a little more supportive of the other people in your community. It goes a really, really long way as you grow and as your community grows with you. And a rising tide lifts all ships. You know, I'm lucky to be surrounded by some amazing people who have supported me and who I've supported as well. And I wouldn't be where I am now without them. Yeah, and I think, you know, so if you can find that group of people that you can musically jive with and trust and love and just stick with them and get through the thick and thin and build, you'll have a much better shot at really making it in this challenging industry. So that's number 1. Number 2, I would say focus. Yeah. I tended to get a little more distracted than I think I would have liked myself to get, looking back in retrospect. I worked very hard. I was one of those people who just was working 24/7. I still am. But what I could have done to be more effective was say no to a lot of things, say no to a lot more, and say yes only to things that were very specifically in the center of what I wanted to accomplish, like practicing certain things and digging into a certain aspect of music and focusing really, really hard on that. And saying no to other distractions, like there's so many things that we can be distracted by, especially in college. So saying no to more and still spending like all my time obsessing over creating and working in self-improvement and building and practicing, but yeah, in as focused of a center as you can. The third is something that I did this, but I'm still going to tell you because it's something that's very important, and it's save money. Live way below your means. I would say live as below your means as you possibly can. Even if you're making $50 a night, live on less than that, because that money will come in very handy when you need to take a risk. I lived in my grandparents' basement for 3 years after college, Harry Potter style. Or no, he was under the stairs, I think, wasn't he? Yeah, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, I lived in their basement for 3 years, so I didn't have to pay rent, and because I loved my grandparents. But when I moved out, I also, even when I had my own apartment, I saved that money that I had saved up so that eventually I could move to LA. And when I moved to LA, I spent the 2 years, my first 2 years here, just losing money. And by the end of the 2 years, I was almost out of money, and that's when I found the Halsey Project and started with Halsey, and that's when I started making money again. But there was the big ebb and flow of financial life, and as a musician, you need to save for those periods of time. So yeah, I would say that's it. Find your tribe, focus, save money. Was there one more thing? No, I think that's it. All right. Thanks, guys.